Beauregard Rippey with Harlow here. August the 21st, Friday morning, out in the Slap It Together Motorsports Garage at the 3699 Ranch. I attended the car show in Plain City on Thursday night. I got excited about automobiles and got motivated. I was ready to maybe go to the car wash this morning, but I remembered I received a PCV valve in the mail from California, and I'm going to install it on my Prius repair, and then I'll get the car cleaned up later. I need to look around. I don't think there's anything going on this weekend, but I have the other automobile to drive while I have this one down, so I can really enjoy the time and clean the parts up. I acquired the Prius this spring. It's one family car. For the purpose of the video, we'll call it a 10-year, 100,000 mile Prius, being a 2010 on the title. So there's people that say Toyota had bad rings. I'm not sure what they're talking about, and 2010 was, avoid, and you need to do this and that, and they'll scare you to death. Some people will, and they might have bad experience. But what's going through my head when I hear these people saying, avoid the 2010 Prius, bad rings, intake problems, blah blah blah. I'm thinking, you run your car too hard, fella. Take your foot out of it. Harlow wants to go back to the pond. So since I acquired the car, I changed that 100,000 mile. The car, the process has been, we take it to the dealer once a year, and they change the oil and charge us about 80 bucks, and like maybe change a cabin filter at the most. Okay. Um, So you need to replace your PCV. They go out on these. That's obvious. And you would on any car. And they're under $10. There are Toyota dealers on eBay that'll send them right to your house if you don't go to your dealer. I acquired a new PCV valve. They sent it to me, and I went to install it, but people were taking the intakes clear off on these. And I'm here to show you that you can actually change it without taking an intake off with no problem whatsoever. But since I bought the car, I went to put brakes on it here at 90,000 or whatever, and it did need them. And so I bought the brakes. They were less than $40. I got the ceramic, and then I got the tool. Even I still came in under $5 or 40 with the tool. It was $5, so I had to wait from China. Now it was, a month-long wait. And I'm glad I bought the tool. It's just a little cube, universal, and I keep it in the car. And I haven't changed oil yet. I'm gonna change oil by myself this time. It's not going back to the dealer ever again. And the wrench, I haven't used it yet, but it was $5. And then this was the paperwork, or the bag that it's from the Toyota PCV valve. These are filter kits that it takes a cartridge, which is I used to PM semis, man, and I'm not into those lubricants on the antique trucks. They're considered antique today. Oil, even cartridge fuel filters, man, on them Detroit diesels. So anyway, to convert this to a canister, it's a $200 adapter, and I'm not going to do that. When I bought 5 of these filter kits for $10, and that's what I'm spending about $2 on an oil filter. It's got the O-ring, the whole 9 yards in there. A 5-pack for $9.99 delivered. This is that intake apparatus off the top of the guy. And your filter will go in there, so that'll be all cleaned up. I could even take that into my kitchen sink and scrub it all up and dry it off, and then if I need to go to town, I'll take the MDX. Or take Harlow back to the pond. And yeah, in here I want to show the innards of the car. I have it in the garage here under the light. I didn't even have to take it outside. I would have pulled it up on some blocks if I had the idea. It's pretty low for me. But there's the intake still on the car. And if I took the intake off, wouldn't I want to put a new one back on instead of cleaning the old one up? I don't know. But I'm never going to have to take that off, I don't think. Here's your water pump. And there's a large line that goes in there. They talked about changing your antifreeze at this time, and I just got done doing that. And so here again, I'm not going back to the Toyota dealer ever. Man, there's about half a gallon in there, over a quart. And antifreeze Toyota right there. It's the pink Toyota fluid. About 2 gallons. It's even pre-mixed. And I have plenty left over to top it off. I wouldn't have a problem topping it off anyway with any other antifreeze, which it's all ethylene glycol based. It's non-toxic and very minimal fluid loss. And this is there's only about 20 ounces left in this gallon. The CVT constant velocity transmission in this guy. The fluid wasn't really nasty at all, and put in fresh, almost a gallon here. It was 1 US gallon, Max Life, full synthetic, Mercon, blah blah blah. I think I almost need to go outside, but it says Toyota right on there. Full synthetic, Mercon, mini application, recommended for most GM, Ford, Toyota, and Honda models. Boom. Recommended for Toyota. Just pulled the wire, pulled that air box off, and this guy, which is like working on a large motorcycle. This little hose here is to the PCV and then to the throttle body, which is like a carburetor there. That's the line to the PCV. I use my little right hand screwdriver on one of those wires, and one of the coolant is leaking some coolant, so I plugged it and clamped it for the time being. Those lines go on here, and just pulled them away. I can't show where it was at. It's clear up underneath there, and you can't see what you're doing. And I went to use this wrench on there, and it was slipping. And I'm using a 7/8 socket when I should be using a 22 millimeter. And I got the 3/8 out instead of that 1/2 inch with the flex. And got up in there seriously. I haven't had my Wheaties. I'm gonna go in and have my breakfast, but I'll put the Armstrong on it, and it come out of there. It was less than half an hour job getting it out. Okay, that's fine on my tools and everything. I have it out. It's in my hand with my new one, but I want to show. Here's my new and old PCV valve, and your new PCV from Toyota. It's doing this while it's running. Just that's the noise, and it's clean. It's almost like a marble in there. And then this is the old one with the gum on it. And the problem would be this would plug up, and you're going to start using oil like it's going out of style. Plugging up the whole engine with old dirty oil mixed with water, and so under $10, needs to be done on any car anyway. And no, you don't need to take your intake off. Here at the 3699 Ranch, the Slap It Together Motorsports Garage, a little PM on a Prius shade tree without taking the intake off or any of that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bogart Rippy.